Page 51, money can't buy everything. This piece is in a lot of method books. Now on the previous pages they have some rhythm things for you. I don't cover that. I cover rhythm in the pieces. But you can go through those rhythm things and just have fun. If you have questions, feel free to leave comments. You ask the questions there. Or you can tweet me. My Twitter thingamajigger is in the description. You can get there. Or you can email me. The email address for this channel is in the description. You can ask a question there too. It's up to you. At the top of page 51, they're introducing you to a new symbol, a musical symbol. It's called a sharp sign. We used to call them number signs or pound signs. Today's generation would call it a hashtag. Wouldn't matter, whatever you call it. That's what it looks like, a tic-tac-toe thingy. And it's placed right before the note. If you look in this music, in the very first measure, the third note over that F has that sharp sign right in front of the F. And that's important. And a sharp simply means to raise that note up, one note on the keyboard, one key, white or black. That's it. That's the rule. You just go up one key, white or black. So let's say on the keyboard, if I have an A, any A, doesn't matter, and I want an A sharp, we say the name of the note first and then the sharp. In the music, the sharp comes first and then the note. Yeah. I want an A sharp, I go up one key, white or black, up here. That's an A sharp. If I want an F, I want an F sharp, I go here. It works that way wherever. If I want a C, now a C sharp, I go up one. It's a C sharp. If I have an E and I want an E sharp, I go up one. It's an E sharp. Yes, I know it's an F, but it's also an E sharp. Every note on every key on the keyboard has multiple names, and we'll get to them. Don't worry about it. They make sense. Don't want to scare you off yet, but that is also an E sharp. Just keep it in mind. So when they do it in the music like this, it simply means that F, instead of playing the F, we're going to play the F sharp. So the first measure, G's, and then an F sharp. That's all that means. In the third measure over, you have two E's, and then you have a D sharp here. D sharp. That's all it is. Now the general rule, that putting a sharp in the music like this, a sharp is called an accidental in this. Not an accidental because it's an accident. It's an accidental because it's just a temporary adjustment of the pitch. And the rule is it applies from that point on in the measure for the rest of the measure, and that's it. Once you cross a bar line, once you go into a new measure, it cancels out. It's no good anymore. In this piece, you have an F sharp in the first measure. If there were any Fs in the second measure, they would be F natural. They'd just be a regular F, because this sharp sign is only good for that measure. That's it. That's across the board. People generally agree on that one. They don't agree on everything about this rule, but then people generally don't agree on much of anything in music. It's really interesting. You get a lot of difference of opinion on how it should be, or what they think the rule is. In a lot of cases, there is no rule. But in this case, for accidentals, it applies in that measure. I'll come back to that, because there are more accidentals besides sharp signs. So we'll cover this some more. Let's look at this piece of music here. 4/4 time. You see it's 4 lines long. We got treble and bass clef. It's loud. It's got a forte at the beginning. You see that? If you look down at the third line, you have a piano. A P means soft, piano, soft. If you look at the last line, the last two measures, it's loud again. Now we're changing. Loud, soft, loud, soft. It's up to you to decide what those are. Just make one loud and one soft. And remember that it applies to the melody. So at the beginning, the melody, the right hand here, is loud. Then when you get down to the third line, that right hand, the melody, is soft. until the last two measures, and now the melody's loud again. For the left hand, you have to adjust it so it stays softer or under the melody. That's your assignment should you choose to accept it. It's just whatever it is, just make the left hand softer. You be the judge of how softer. Make it loud enough to be heard, but it should not compete or get in the way of the melody. Yeah, and that's the way that works. So work this out one hand at a time, and then put the hands together. Rhythm-wise, bunch of quarter notes and half notes, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, I hope. Now they added words to this. If you can sing, you want to sing, you're welcome to sing. I ain't singing, I don't want to sing, but you can sing it. You see there's no phrasing marked? Well, you can put in phrasing, take a pencil and put it in if you want, and just follow the sentences and the words. It looks like money can't buy everything with an exclamation point. Well, that would be a musical sentence. It's a sentence, so it would be a musical phrase. And then the next two measures is another sentence. It looks like pretty much every two measures is another sentence or part of a clause to a sentence. So you can make every two measures a phrase. So at the then lift up, then lift up. Just do it every two measures if you want, and that works. If the words were not there, then we'd have to decide what does it sound like, what does it seem like a phrase should be, because they're not telling us anything. And when they don't tell us anything, that means we can do pretty much whatever we want. And I'll talk more about that in the future, because yeah, I like the idea of being able to do pretty much what I want, because I'm a rebel and that's the way it is. So that's this piece. Let's play this piece slowly together just to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics because I just want to check the notes and the rhythms. I don't want to perform it. You can do the dynamics on your own. Just make sure you include them eventually. So I'll give us 4 counts and let's try this out together. Your hands are in C position still. Here. 1, 2, ready, go.